Leaving the freighter to go and purchase supplies, my ship suddenly picked up a signal trace, but the voice content was distorted. From what I could make out, the message read, "They left us. Duty bound to follow them, I don't know where it will end." It then asked that whoever received this, should follow the coordinates and secure the site, in case they don't make it back. Back from where? This sounded very ominous, but also intriguing at the same time, so I had to investigate. The signal was coming from the planet New Oborgany, a supercritical radioactive planet, with aggressive sentinels. Sounds like a fun day out for all the family. Landing at the signal source, I hopped out expecting the worst, but actually the planet was quite nice. Heading into the building, a Korvax was busy tapping away on a datapad. They turned to me, revealing the screen. It seems they've been processing a distant signal, trying to crack the code of a strange language. I hand the Korvax some additional microprocessors so they can boost their processing power. They seem grateful, and share some coordinates. Interacting with the terminal, there is the same distorted voice. It reads, "Log 2015F, breach event, plus 407 souls. If you are listening, you found our final log. A memory for fallen friends, and a warning to others on our path." It reads, that although they hope someone finds him, they beg to not be followed. The haunting transmission ends, but I'm given an aeration membrane. Guess we're going diving! Installing the upgrade, I notice it has the serial number of the previous owner's starship. I know they said not to follow, but we could just take a peek. Locating the stranger's starship signal, I head toward the coordinates. I was being directed toward a planet called New Bohutah, a freezing planet mostly covered by water. This sure is gonna be nippy on the nip-nips, I better make sure my hazard protection is working. The target suite picked up the location, so diving in, I headed towards the unknown. The water was cold but clear, and my hazard protection seems to be working. There were fantastic looking glowing plants, and others that were pulsating with the rhythm of the ocean. Approaching the coordinates, I could see the crashed ship, amazingly preserved in this cold salty water. Taking a quick look around, I spotted the emergency beacon, so went to investigate. Log 0003A, breach event, plus 4 souls. Most of the crew are dead, only those already suited up when the asteroid hit, survived the decompression. A number of smaller starships were able to get clear, before the hull imploded. None of our ships have hyperdrive capability, but we should be able to retrieve the blueprints from the freighter's main databank. But it appears to have crashed in the deep ocean. Thankfully we still have plans for the Nautilon. As I read, my star nav mysteriously receives the blueprints for this submarine in an underwater shelter. Using the blueprint, I crafted the Nautilon and hopped in. Despite being a little cramped, it was surprisingly comfy, and even had heated seats. It needed hydrothermal fuel cells, but luckily, I had the required materials to craft some, so loading one into the engine, I engaged the drive. A sunken building was showing on the sonar, so I hit park and jumped out. Spotting an abyssal horror, I whipped out my pew-pew and dealt with the beast. Collecting the hypnotic eye, I headed inside the building. In the center was a blinking terminal. So clearing away the residual goop that had accumulated on the machinery, I accessed the mainframe. The records had clearly been accessed, and show plans for a high-powered sonar upgrade, but oddly, the timestamps have been removed. I have no way to tell how long ago the crew were here, so I download the high-power sonar plans, and return to the Nautilon. Having fitted the sonar upgrade, I scanned for the sunken freighter, and bingo, it picked up a signal from a wreck. So logging the cords, I engaged the drive. On my way, I noticed that the large number of fish present, were acting rather erratically, so I stopped to investigate the cause. This 2.3 meter 131 kilogram beast, named Sea Strixlavium, was most likely the cause of the commotion. But as I had my multi-tool with me, and fancied a fish finger sandwich, to break the norm of peanut butter, I decided to help my fishy buddies out and fry the bugger. With a stack of salty fingers, I headed back to the Nautilon to continue the quest. Arriving at the remnants of the freighter, I headed toward the illuminated distress beacon. The sunlight was creating pretty patterns on the white sand below, It looked quite enchanting. Log 0012B, breach event plus 8 souls. We located the wreck, but the ship's computer was wiped. We salvaged what we could and left, not wanting to be near, when the water eats through the reactor housing. The tidal patterns are odd. The water has risen, but not yet fallen. We could return and salvage more when the water falls away. I do a quick archive search. There are no more clues, but I do find some aquatic construction blueprints. I shut down the signal and head back to the Nautilon. Setting the high-powered sonar to scan for underwater buildings, it locates a nearby structure. Damn, this thing is slow. If I wasn't so lazy, I'd swim. Having run out of fuel, and being close by, I figured a little bit of exercise wouldn't hurt. The abyssal horrors seem to be fairly abundant on this planet, but a great source of hypnotic eyes. Heading inside, I once again cleared the goop from the terminal and read the log. 0062A, breach event, plus 12 souls. It was my turn to dive today, but again nothing of interest, just kelp and rocks. The water is still not receded, but looks so inviting. Some of the crew have been swimming without their suits. There's another log, 0115C, breach event, plus 21 souls. The secondary dive team came back early today. They found a cave full of strange crystals, but the lights on the sub cut out and forced them home. We must go back, before the shifting tides rob us. We'll never build anything without advanced materials. Log 0119A, breach event, plus 23 souls. After fixing the lights, we found the cave, and what a find! Towering crystals of bright red, rich metal deposits, concentrated deuterium, all we could ever need. We might just make it after all. Back at the Nautilon, I set the sonar to scan again for further sunken buildings, and head toward the location. Yet again, the abyssal horrors were present, almost as if they were guarding the sunken buildings. Heading toward the building, I couldn't stop a creepy feeling, that I wasn't alone down here. Log 0328A, breach event, plus 98 souls. I had the dream again. Endless miles of purple waves. Relief at first, but then, I can't help the feeling there's something else there. OMG, I felt it too, this is creepy. Log 1998B, breach event, plus 399 souls. They've gone back to the damn cave. No one's listening to me. We can still build the hyperdrive and flush the salt from the launch thrusters, I know it. Log 2001P, breach event, plus 399 souls. We've all had the same dream, teeth in the sky, those crystals. We've taken it all, there's nothing else down there. Maybe I missed something, one last look won't hurt? Returning to the Nautilon, I once again scanned for ruins. I really hope I can find them, or at least find out what happened. Could this be it? There can't be many more sunken buildings. I hope the farmer can come up with a tasty recipe for all these eyes when I get home. Heading into the building, I once again access the terminal. Trapped. Sub-reactor leaking. It grabbed me, but they're dead now. Their eyes are all shut. I think my leg's broken and my hand hurts. If I can find an air tank, I can still get back home. The log continues, but it's just silence, static of the currents. I still feel I'm being watched, and also no closer to finding answers as to who this crew were. Guess I'll never know. Anywho, best be getting home. There's nothing else here for me, and I need to get on with redecorating my new freighter.